welcome back to another episode of Deb. Today, we're going to fix these pesky door hinge pin bushings. As you can tell, these are worn out. Now, I've already went in my toolbox and got some of the tools I need. Would you know that I found 4 11mm sockets, 2 9mm sockets, and no 10mm sockets? How many times has that happened to you? Let's dive right in. Take a gander at that. So I can't make sense of this. The 2 orange wires on this plug have definitely been pulled out, reinstalled, and they've shoved a fuse in there. Alright, so these appear to be the original bushings, which I kind of expected. And I don't know if you can see quite the play there. I'm going to grind them off here at the bottoms, and they should pop right off. About darn time, I tell you what. That's what's left of that bushing. Here's one bushing. This is the kit I got from the jungle. I'm gonna drop these bushings in. A little bit of white lithium grease here. All right, now that's gonna stay. Remember, tall one, short one. Tall one is gonna go on the top of each one. Short one is gonna go on the bottom. You're gonna want a 14mm to hold the pin and a 13mm to tighten the nut. What they said. Now we're going to go ahead and knock out the bottom. So, this pin has all but welded itself. Over the years, it's like the metal has mushroomed right around the hole. So this is what we're gonna do. Persuasion. These are steel toe, American made boots, just so you know. It's always one. I'm so glad I don't have to do another door, because if I did, that would be the one that was a problem. There we go. Remember, tall one goes on the top. Short one goes on the bottom. Tall pin on the top, short pin on the bottom. Same goes for down here. Tall pin on the top, short pin on the bottom. All right, so again, once you get it all taken apart, you're gonna put your bushings in the actual hinge that's on the truck, okay? Then you'll take this little bracket, slide it in. It goes under the top one and over the bottom one. Once you slide it in, slide your tall pin on top, your short pin on the bottom, washer, nut, snug them up. Don't get them too tight. Don't hammer them tight because this thing won't move. Same thing goes for the bottom. Very simple. Now we're going to go ahead and rehang the door. All right, now we're going to address this. I mean, what in the world even is that? Well, isn't that weird? All right, so I showed you guys what was going on with that connector. I'm not gonna leave it like that because that fuse just hanging in there could fall out, maybe cause a fire, I don't know, but I don't like it. So we're gonna cut power at that line and then install this little fusible link. I think they call this like a piggyback or something like that. But anyway, I'll put this in a designated area that has power with the key on, just like the windows would, and it'll be properly fused and wired directly, so safe, and it'll get us by for now. This wire is just extra copper wire they stuffed in there. Now, in there, pull that one out. Put this back in, just like that. And this is where we're going to run our power from. What I did, fuse this wire in here, use some heat shrink with glue in it. Now we're going to run it back up through here, put it in a fusible spot that has key on power with the correct fuse amperage, and see if everything works. Let's hope for the best. All right, got that rewired in a more safe fashion. We didn't fix it, we didn't replace the fuse panel, but I like the way we did it much better than just stuffing a fuse in there with some extra copper wire. So let's see if it's going to work. That's a good repair. Much better. So today we fixed the door hinge pin bushings. Rather simple job, but we ran into a little surprise from Deb, and quite frankly, Deb has been full of surprises. You see, the door wiring harness somewhere along the line has had a little bit of work done to it. What we found was somebody had stuffed a bunch of copper wire out of a wire. Just they've taken it apart and stuffed it inside the plug to create a nice little snug fit to put a fuse in there. So what I did is just went the safe route. Again, we're building these things to be reliable, safe, look good, drive good, but they're not going to be perfect. So we went ahead and tapped in with another fuse in another area, a little piggyback fuse, so it functions correctly. The doors unlock and lock with the key on and off, and the windows only go up and down with the key on, just like it's supposed to go. Stay tuned, and let's see what other surprises Deb brings us.